We are the Front Bottoms. We're from North Jersey. We got together about 4 years ago, 3.5, 4 years ago, and we've just been making music and putting it out for people to hear ever since. And we recently got signed to Bar None, and our first legitimate album came out on the 6th. Me and Matt and his brother Brian were in a band, and then I went away to school. And it only took a couple months for me to realize that I need to be playing music. So I called Matt back up. I was like, let's start a band. Let's start a new band. Just me and you. You play drums. I'll play an acoustic guitar. And we were jamming in his house. So every time we would jam, Brian would come along and be like, come on, man. Let me be in this band. I hear you upstairs. I know you're starting a band. And he was like, all right. So we went up in his attic, and he came down 20 minutes later with an old keyboard. I'm pretty sure it was broken too at the time, keyboard. And he was like, I'll learn how to play this. And then he got really busy with school. He went back to school. He's going to try to become a gynecologist. So we all respected his decision. We said, all right, you go do your thing. So now the Front Bottoms is me and Matt, and we have our good friend who used to record all of our demos, Drew. So he plays live with us, and he goes on the road with us, and he records in the studio with us. Well, we first met Glenn. I knew a girl that I went to school with, and when she graduated a few years earlier than me. She started working at Bar None, and we were actually down in Florida or something, on a tour we had booked, and she hit me up and was like, oh, I've been playing your songs around the office a lot, and Glenn, he's really liking them. Would you guys even be interested in signing to a label or anything? So we were like, we'll feel it out, we'll see what happens. And then we came back and we played this place called the Meat Locker in Montclair, which is this awesome DIY venue. It's got basement feel. It's really good. And that was the first time he ever came to see us. And I think he had a really good time because I didn't know who he was, and it's all kids. And then Glenn is standing in the back of the room, in the corner. I'm like, who is this guy over here? But and yeah, that was how the relationship started.
And I said, if I don't leave now, then I will never get away. Let me be a blue raft.
The album that just came out, self-titled album, is a combination of 2 EPs. One which we released a year ago to this date, and in the process of, it was called Slow Dance to Soft Rock. In the process of recording Grip and Tie, we started talking to Bar None. We were like, we were gonna release something with them, and instead of releasing just a 6-song EP called Grip and Tie, we were like, let's combine these both and make it a full-length album, and let's mix the songs up so that it sounds like a real album. We remastered the other EP, and then it just came together as one album.
The 10-inch was the idea, in order to keep it as Slow Dance to Soft Rock and Grip and Tie, as 2 separate entities, because they were recorded the same way in basements and stuff, and they came from the same place kinda, but it's definitely 2 different sounds. You can hear, at least I think you can hear, not so much even the development, but just
well, they came from a different time, a year later too.
Absolutely true. So
and
we were
one year a lot of things changed for us.
Exactly.
Both,
so it was the 10 inches to keep it separate, so that you do get the idea that these are 2 different things you're listening to. But then with the CD, we found that by mixing all the songs together, there is a serious consistency.